Adrian Camacho for the defense. May it please the court. Your honors, opposing counsel, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it was the Parks house. It was the Parks gun. It was the Parks responsibility. August 18th, 2010, two 11-year-old children, Jesse Duran and Sydney Park, were left home alone, unsupervised, in the Parks home. Together, the two children decided to play a game, the most dangerous kind of game. A game where two 11-year-old children get a hold of a gun. Now, the gun was locked away in a safe, but it was Sydney Park who knew where to find the combination to that safe. So, Sydney Park led Jesse Duran into an unlocked office, opened an unlocked drawer to pull out the combination. Sydney then led Jesse into an unlocked bedroom, opened an unlocked closet, and together the two children opened the safe, saw a gun, and both loaded one bullet into that gun. Now together the children were first pointing and posing with the gun inside the house, never once firing the gun. But today you'll hear from Jesse Duran that it was when the children moved into the living room that Jesse asked to see the gun. And that's when Sydney Park decided to toss the gun at her. Jesse desperately tries to catch the gun, and it's in Jesse Duran's desperation that the gun goes off in her hands and Sydney Park is killed. It's then that one child lies on the floor, dead, and another child stands there, traumatized. It was the Park's gun. It was the Park's house. It was the Park's responsibility. Something that Dr. Ash DeRosa can confirm to you today is that when the Parks took steps to secure their firearm, they didn't go nearly far enough. And it was because of those reasons that this 6-shot 9mm revolver was all too easily accessible to the children. Now, we as the defense have a burden in today's case because we have chosen to take on the burden to prove that Andrew Park is equally culpable of negligent parenting. Now, the plaintiffs must prove that Hayden Duran is a negligent parent. They must prove 5 separate elements to their case by a preponderance of the evidence. This means that their side of the story has to be more convincing than not, has to leave you with more assurances than doubts. And if they fail to meet even a single element to their verdict, well, then you cannot find Hayden Duran liable. Now, they must prove that Hayden Duran had the knowledge or should have known that Jesse Duran, to prevent Jesse from creating an unreasonable risk of bodily harm. They must prove that Hayden Duran failed to act convincingly in controlling Jesse Duran. They must prove that Jesse Duran acted in what was negligent, intentional, or reckless. They must prove that the harm suffered by the Parks family was the direct and proximate result of the actions or omissions of both Jesse Duran and Hayden Duran. But the plaintiff will not be able to meet this burden because when Hayden Duran comes before you, she'll explain to you that she did everything she could to try and teach Jesse about the dangers of guns. She'll tell you that she told Jesse that guns were not toys, something that were not to be played with, how she did everything she could to protect her child from that gun. At the end of today's closing arguments, my co-counsel, Devin Peasley, will come before you and ask that you find Hayden Duran